let's talk about gateway metal bands. Spiritbox, Gwar, Bring Me the Horizon, react and tell us their gateway metal bands. I haven't watched this, but I'm going to predict if they are like the rest of us. All of us were posers at one point, right? Like 99% of you people watching this got into metal from seeing Linkin Park or Trapped anime music videos, or maybe, you know, Limp Bizkit on TRL or something like that. I got into it from seeing Suicidal Tendencies on MTV. We all got into this from MTV. So I'm guessing that most of this is going to be the same. So on the one hand, maybe it will be encouraging to find out that all your favorite bands are posers as well. Or on the other hand, maybe what we will find out is that everybody in these bands is super cult, and they'll be like, oh yeah, the band that got me into this was Have a Hedge or Skeleton Witch or Demolich in 1991. Who knows? We will find out. Are your favorite bands posers, or are they true cult? Let's see. This is from our friends at Revolver, so make sure that you check out Revolver on YouTube because Revolver is great. We like their content. Make sure you go watch the original video as well. Let's check it out. But before we go any further, this is the part where I ask you to follow me on Twitch. I am streaming twice a week from 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and think of it like hanging out at Denny's after a show. Except you are with a couple hundred of your best friends. Check it out at the link in the description of this video, and I hope to see you there. Let's check it out.
For me, the first record I had with screaming on it was Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Definitely opened up my mind.
Poser confirmed.
But my mom wouldn't let me get Korn or Slipknot records, so I used to have to like go to my friends' houses and then burn them onto like CDs and then like label them.
Knew it. New metal confirmed. It seems to be that new metal is like the universal constant across every band in this generation. Any guy who's like in their 30s with a beard like this, they got into music through new metal. Almost across the board, right?
Gateway metal band.
Okay, so this is John Baisley and Nick, I don't know if it's Yost or Jost, or I don't know how he says it, from Baroness. Let's see. With Baroness, I feel like this better be something cult. If this guy says that he got into metal from Korn, I'm going to be disappointed. Let's see.
Either, for me, Metallica.
Okay.
But also probably Sepultura through Chaos AD. And
Sepultura through Chaos AD. See, I will say that getting into Sepultura from Chaos AD it borders on poser. As a certified metal gatekeeper, right now, I'm going to put on my metal gatekeeper hat, okay? Real metalers, do you like the term metaler? I feel like that's what Europeans used to always say, like, real metalers know blah, blah, blah. Real metalers listen to old Sepultura, the thrash stuff, meaning the first 3 albums up to and including Arise. With that said, Chaos AD is a great album, but that's when it started to get a little bit dangerously close to new metal. So we'll see. That's right, real headbangers. Real headbangers listen to Arise, Beneath the Remains, and Schizophrenia.
I really hated metal when I was like a teenager. Like it was just Metallica or Sepultura. Those are the only bands I would listen to. I allowed myself to start listening to Slayer in my 20s. So yeah, anyway.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Started listening to Slayer in his 20s. I actually kind of respect that.
Gateway metal band.
Here is Pustulus Maximus from Gwar sharing his gateway. Is Pustulus Maximus? I don't know who this is. I know they've had like a million lineup changes over the years. I'm not familiar with which member this is. I only know like Odorous and Beefcake the Mighty and Slimenstra Hyman because I am an old school Gwar fan. I don't know this guy. Who is this man? How did he get into my Gwar?
Shit, that's pretty easy. I mean, everyone's gateway metal band should be Metallica.
System of a Down.
Okay. Courtney from Spiritbox says System of a Down. Interesting. I can kind of hear it, you know, because her old band, I Wrestled the Bear Once, was very zany. You know, I think System of a Down was very zany. So I can kind of see the influence.
I think like a lot of us that grew up in the early 2000s, we were exposed to very unique bands that I think we might never be exposed to on like a mainstream media platform like MTV. You know, we'd have to kind of dig around ourselves. So I grew up in that the post new metal renaissance of music.
I was hoping she would say Creed or Nickelback or Saliva, but I'll accept System of a Down. It works.
I think for me, maybe like Linkin Park.
Okay, so here's Matt and Jordan from Bring Me the Horizon.
I would say something like that.
Linkin Park. Okay, so Matt said Linkin Park. No surprise there because these guys are, you know, what, 35-ish, something like that. No surprise.
Limp Bizkit, you know, that kind of the new metal was like really like
New metal.
my gateway into like.
So let's look at Jordan. Jordan's like, listen to this fucking poser. I can't believe I'm in a band with a fucking poser that got into metal from Limp Bizkit. Jordan's about to drop something cult on us. Jordan's about to tell us that he only listens to Schizophrenia, to early thrash metal era Sepultura. He's gonna drop it on us. Just watch.
Heavy music and stuff like that, you know.
New metal.
Around.
Probably same for me, to be fair.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, God. Jordan confirmed for a poser as well. Jordan also got into new metal. Very disappointed. Jordan, I want you to know I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I thought you were going to say old school Sepultura. Disappointed.
Like,
I'm kidding, by the way.
Early 2000s.
Just to be clear.
Well, it depends.
Okay. Lizzie Hale and RJ Hale from Halestorm. I'm going to guess that Lizzie is not going to say new metal. I think she's going to say something like Guns N' Roses or maybe Metallica, but I don't think she's going to say new metal. Let's find out.
For both of us, we grew up on our dad's music. So for me, it was Dio and Black Sabbath. Well, and Alice Cooper, yeah. And then as far as modern stuff goes.
Okay, yeah. So Dio, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath. That makes sense.
When we were teenagers, we got introduced to Seven Dust, and that got us into.
Oh, God. Everyone in this video was a poser so far. Seven Dust. Oh, is there anybody in their 30s that didn't get into metal from new metal? That's my question. It always funnels into new metal. Exactly. Is anybody going to say Beneath the Remains? That's what I want to know. Is there anybody in this world other than me who's not a poser? Oh, God. Posers make me so angry. Sorry, I just had to get it out. I just got so angry at all the posers, I had to get it out. Exactly. Nobody gets it but me. Everyone's a poser but me.
If you can imagine 11-year-old me and 8-year-old you trying to introduce our friends to Dio. When this was in like 96.
Respect. Okay, respect for an 8-year-old listening to Dio in 1996. Exactly. I'm disappointed to hear her mention Seven Dust, but an 8-year-old into Dio in 1996. I can respect that.
When nobody was listening to Dio, we found out we were weird around that time.
Yes, definitely weird.
Gateway metal band was
Garza. Chris, I love you, Chris, but please stop poisoning the minds of the youth talking about Korn and Cold Chamber. Is there anybody in this world that's not a poser?
I was 12. I heard the song Got to Life, and that was it. That was a song that made me want to play guitar. That's why I tuned.
Korn is a great band, though. As much as I am disappointed with the entire generation of millennials for being obsessed with new metal, I will agree with Mr. Garza that Korn is a fantastic band. I think they're awesome. That's I can respect it. Korn is valid.
That's why I'm in this band Suicide Silence, is because that song. That was, to this day, I think Korn is like the heaviest live band of all time. But that's just me.
I can respect it.
I'm wearing a Cold Chamber shirt. Come on.
Chris, come on. Cold Chamber. I have no words. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to title this video something like Disappointed in Millennial Snowflakes for Turning to New Metal.
You know, I probably started out with more grungy stuff, maybe like Soundgarden, old Offspring when they said bad words in their music.
Started off with rock.
Okay, so this is Dave and Andy from We Came as Romans.
For me, like getting into like the rock, but then I'd say System of a Down, and like Linkin Park was like kind of more like the
System of a Down and Linkin Park.
End of the spectrum, like the heavy.
Exactly. Papa Finn is disappointed in the millennial posers. Exactly. Man, if it keeps going like this, I'm going to have another poser tantrum.
Mainstream kind of new metal. Headbangers Ball, just in general, is my gateway to like learning about metal and then like hardcore. So I didn't even know if it's so much of a band, but Headbangers Ball was like I've learned that there was just like a whole
Headbangers Ball was
of,
great.
like crazy bands.
My gateway band was...
Okay, now, here we go. Anders from In Flames. This man is not going to say System of a Down. If he says System of a Down, I'm going to throw myself on a sword live on camera. If this guy mentions nu metal, I will throw myself on a sword. Anders, please say Creator or Sepultura or Obituary, Deicide. Just please give me something to work with here. Please, Anders, save us.
Or was not a band, actually. It was a show. When I was 10 years old, I saw a show on Swedish television. It was Scorpions, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest,
Okay.
Crocus, MSG.
Okay, those bands all suck, but at least it's not nu metal. Scorpions and Crocus are terrible, but at least it's not nu metal.
Ozzy, and Def Leppard. Quite right as well. So it was a whole show. I begged my parents that I could stay awake, and from then on I was in love.
That's right.
But my
Anders
main,
is a true headbanger.
The first really
Hails
big band that I
to
fell in
Anders,
love
the
with
true
was
headbanger.
Scorpions.
I think my gateway was, oddly enough, an album nobody... A lot of people tend to pan it, but...
Please say Load and Reload by Metallica, please. Or no. He said this is an album that a lot of people pan. I hope that it's the Biker Boys soundtrack. I hope that he says my gateway into metal was the Biker Boys soundtrack featuring Metallica and Ja Rule. If this man says that, Baroness will be my new favorite band. Or Crazy Town, exactly.
Ozzy, No More Tears was probably my metal gateway.
Wait, people panned No More Tears? No More Tears is a absolute classic. Who panned that one? I don't remember people hating that. Valid choice, though. Good one.
Because of the age I was, and my dad loved that album, so I heard that all the time growing up. I love
really
it.
like it now.
I love it.
No More Tears is
I
great.
guess there's some purists that like the older stuff, you know?
Yeah. Sebastian, like our drummer.
They won't be named, but Sebastian
Thompson
has some opinions.
Sebastian has some opinions. I hope that Sebastian's opinion is that old Sepultura is great and new metal Sepultura is actually good too, but I don't like it because I don't like it because when people start talking about new metal, I get filled with boomer rage.
Metallica. I must stick with Slipknot, I would say.
I don't know who Orbit Culture is. The guys from Bloodywood. I am interested to hear what they say. I'm guessing that it's going to be new metal, but let's see.
Slipknot. Linkin Park for me.
Slipknot, Linkin Park.
Nirvana.
Okay. Nirvana. This is two people from Wargasm. He said Nirvana. At first I thought he said Vanna, like that post-hardcore band. I was like, wow, that's random to get into metal through Vanna, but he said Nirvana.
What was it? I wanted to buy like a Spice Girls cassette or something, and then someone gave me a Nirvana CD. And I was
he went in to buy Spice Girls and someone gave him a Nirvana CD. I don't know if I would call Nirvana metal, but they are a great band. I'm disappointed, actually, that nobody has said Nirvana. Nirvana is a very valid gateway band.
I grew up in rural Ireland. My conservative parents didn't really let me listen to a lot of heavy music. But my first gateway into like rock music was Bowie. So that was how I that was my first little taste, and then everything.
Now, she looks like she's in her 20s. I'm 44, and I'm too young for David Bowie. So I find it interesting when there's people in their 20s who are into David Bowie, but okay, respectable.
From there on, I just got a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. Bowie. I gotta have two. So
okay, Tetrarch. I'm guessing that they're gonna say new metal as well.
One would be obviously my all-time favorite band, Metallica. First band that got me into metal at all. But
Metallica.
The band that got me into like the heavier stuff was Lamb of God. Like first band I ever liked was Screaming. So it'd have to be those two.
Lamb of God. So now there's a respectable choice. At least it's not new metal. At this point, I'll take anything that isn't new metal.
I know it's gonna probably piss some metal fans off. From the new metal side, I grew up on Linkin Park, stuff like that, like the Korn, those guys like that, and then slowly developed into more deathcore bands like.
I don't know who this person is, but the Fingerless Gloves. I already knew that you were gonna say new metal when I saw the Fingerless Gloves.
you know, like early Bring Me the Horizon, like Devil Wears Prada, stuff like that. That was kind of how I kind of got
scene
into
bands,
metal.
good. So he said early Bring Me the Horizon and Devil Wears Prada. All right, finally someone who didn't just say new metal. At least we're hearing some people bring in scene bands. That's right. If you didn't say Jerome or Sepultura, you're a poser. If you didn't say Demolisher or Have a Hedge, you're a poser.
Mine was actually probably Slipknot.
Slipknot, Crown the Empire, okay. No surprises. If I hear one more new metal band, I'm going to have another tantrum. I'm sorry, guys. I'm warning you.
System of a Down, for sure. Everybody had talked.
Okay, got it out of my system. Don't worry. I feel better now. I'm allergic to posers. That's the problem.
Band.
Okay, Alicia Taylor from Cherry Bombs, also known as Corey Taylor's wife. Very nice person. I've talked to her before. She's cool.
Was probably White Zombie.
White Zombie,
there was this
okay.
video game back when I was like 7, 8 years old, maybe, called Way of the Warrior.
Way of the Warrior.
I remember playing the video game a lot and then hearing this riff playing in the background of the fighting. It was a fighting game. And going, what is that? What is that music? That's just the coolest thing. And it was
White Zombie's a great band.
White Zombie 1965. And
respect.
From
That's a
there,
great song.
I just dove into this music. I wanted more of it and I couldn't get enough of it.
My gateway metal band was...
Okay, please, Jose, please show me that you are a real headbanger. Give me some Sepultura. Give me some Creator. Give me some Sodom. Please, Jose. I know you're older than me. Just don't say System of a Down. That's all I ask. Please. I hope Jose says, yeah, first metal band I ever heard, System of a Down, 1999.
Way metal band was Motley Crue. Shout out to Devil. I got that when I was in kindergarten the day after Christmas. My nana gave me $20, and I had my dad take me to Kmart the next day, and I bought Shout at the Devil, and that was it. I turned into a devil child.
Gateway metal band or gateway rock and roll band for me would have to be AC/DC doing Thunderstruck on Rage in Australia.
I mean, he's Australian. From what I understand, AC/DC is still relevant on Australia, so, you know, there we go.
I think my gateway band would be Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden?
Boys, especially Big Nico behind the drum.
Probably, I mean, for me, I would like into heavy music, definitely Black Sabbath. Yeah, Black Sabbath.
Are these Lars's kids? I don't know who Taipei Houston is. That sounds like one of these 70s proto-metal bands, like Mekong Delta or whatever, you would listen to, or Lizzie Borden, thinking it was going to be heavy, and you're like, ugh, this is terrible. But I guess they're Lars's sons, so they should say Metallica, but they're probably not going to say Metallica.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the kind of like the original gateway band, you know what I mean? So just for me at least, and then probably for most people as well.
Yeah. AC/DC.
Yeah.
Listen to a lot of AC/DC.
How do you not say Metallica?
I would say...
Okay, this is Clown from Slipknot's son, Simon, who's also in the band Vended. Come on, just say Slipknot. It's okay. It's okay. This is the one time where I will not throw a tantrum if you say Slipknot.
Gojira was one of them.
Just say Slipknot,
definitely
bro.
My gateway band, for sure.
I'd probably say Nirvana was my first kind of like heavier-ish band that got me in the metal.
Okay.
You know.
For me,
it is a very large human.
Pantera. That's
Pantera,
what got
okay.
me into metal in the first place.
Finally, someone at least says Pantera. Jesus, how did we get like 90% into this video and not one fucking person said Pantera? What the hell?
For me, my gateway metal band was Trivium. I can remember being in high school.
Now, I don't know if I believe that. He said Trivium, but this man's wearing a Seven Dust shirt. You got into Trivium before Seven Dust? I mean, it's possible. It just seems unlikely to me.
Diamond showing me a DVD from Ozfest 2005. Trivium was on stage. I'd never listened to a band with like screaming before. And that was the first one I ever liked and got me kind of into some heavier stuff. So I would go with that.
For me, it was As I Lay Dying.
Okay, there we go. Karan from Bloodywood coming in strong with As I Lay Dying. Good choice, man. At least it's not new metal. I back it.
Not heavy metal, but metalcore, but it was my gateway into metal.
Good choice, Karan. There we have it. Now you know your favorite band's gateway metal band, and I regret to inform you that in the case of 99% of your favorite bands, new metal is the answer. So we have video evidence. Everyone in this video admitted that they were a poser. Here it is. You can't deny it now. We have the receipts. In my Alex Jones voice, we have the documents. You can't run from us. You can't hide. You admitted on video that you're a poser. Everybody who didn't say Beneath the Remains, Arise, or Schizophrenia is a poser. It's official. There you have it, my friends. It's official. Everyone is a poser but me. The end.